Hello, I think we are live. Let's just check that we are live in the right place. It's not saying I am. Aha, there we go, we are. Hayden's playing with the dog in the background, so if you can hear that, that's what that noise is. How are we all? I hope we are well. Lovely sunny Thursday afternoon here. It's been a lovely morning. Bit nippy, but it's very sunny out there. So yeah, as soon as I'm finished here, that's where I'm heading, straight out there. I hope you all had a lovely Easter. Let me know in the comments what you've been up to. We had a really quiet one. Hayden was away, and we chilled a lot. I did crafting. We got in the garden, did a bit more in the garden. Spent a lot of time sitting outside in the garden, which was nice when we could. And just watched some films. The drag racing was on at Santa Pod, so we had that on most of the day. Hi Julie, thanks for joining. So yeah, drag racing was on while I was crafting. I've nearly got my Strasbourg mini album completed. I sat down to finish it last night and I just weren't in the right headspace. I was like, not feeling it, so walked away from it. Have I planted my fuchsia? No, that is for after I've done this. I'm going outside and planting my fuchsias. Have you planted yours? Bet you haven't, you? Just to make me look even worse. How do you like my new t-shirt? One herd, one family. It's mine. I don't know if you've heard of him, the Hoof GP. I'm not into cows. I'm not into... But I watch... He's on YouTube and I watch a lot of his videos. And so look, he trims cows' hooves of all the things to watch. But I find it really relaxing. I like him. I like listening to him. And the people he works with. He seems very open. And yeah, I bought his book. I've been reading his book. And I thought, you know what? I'll have a new t-shirt. And I just really like it. It's really comfy as well. So yeah. Here's the one for the Hoof GP. There are other hoof trimmers out there, I am sure. But yeah. Right, what have I got to tell you? Annual catalogue is finishing. This one is going, and the new one is coming the 6th of May. So if you haven't got one of these, let me know, and if you haven't got a demonstrator, I'll get one out to you. Lots of loveliness in there. And that brings me on to what we're playing with today. It's one of the new or the upcoming sweets, Florals in Bloom. This week I've been sharing a lot from that, and I have been casing the catalogue. The catalogue isn't just a catalogue, it's an inspiration book and an ideas book. And with Stampin' Up, we case a lot, as long as we give credit to where we've cased from. What's wrong with it? It's very unusual someone's having a unique idea. They're what you see out and about and stuff. So yeah, everything's inspiration from everywhere, isn't it? But when we case someone, if you don't know what case means, there's two meanings that go around mainly. Stampin' Up tend to say copy and share everything. And that's what I first learned. Copy and share everything. Obviously giving credit. The other one is copy and selectively edit. which a lot of Stampin' Up demonstrators use, as well as other people. But yeah, I go with copy and share everything, but always give credit to where I've copied it from, or even if I've just took inspiration from somebody's card, I will tag them in it as to that's where I got my idea. So yes, enough of me rabbiting. Let's switch cameras. And again, I'm still not up with my plugs and everything, so I'm still got no mouse at the moment. So the Florals in Bloom is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's a double stamp and die set. We get the Sweet Blooms, which has got the lovely big stamps with scrolly and You Make Me Smile scroll, but then it's got some plain simple sentiments to go alongside it, and some little cord foliage and a bunch of flowers and some background. So that's a nice stamp set. And then you get these fabulous dies. Cut out your printed images, but also you can die cut these alone and it gives you that layered look, which I love those. That's a great way of creating sentiments. And then the pretty florals, lots of florals, and we've got two-step stamping, but these come as one stamp, so they're already there in 3, and you get the die to die cut them out. In fact, there's a die to die cut all of those flowers and stems, but also there's extras to make flowers up from die cut card. So yeah, really fabulous set. I mean, even if you could just buy one of these on their own and just use them, you don't have to have the whole lot. And then it comes with the in colour flat pearls. Oh, gorgeous. The Secret C is under there. Look at those. Aren't they gorgeous? Lots of sparkly. Which doesn't come off too well on camera. But yeah, loving these new in colours. And then the papers, which are the Florals in Bloom papers, have got the new in colours, last year's in colours, which are carrying over for the next year as well. The Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Pretty in Pink, Petunia Pop and Peach Pie. But look at these. They are stunning. These are great for fussy cutting out, which you can see I've been doing. But they've got some gorgeous designs on the back. That matches the stamp. And it sent my camera funny. That's so pretty. But yeah, so we've got all these. Lots, that's my favourite. Lots and lots of colours and designs in here. There really is something for everybody. Oh, look at that. It's cute. So that's what we're going to play with today. And we're going to make a stepper card. So we're going to have a white base. Put that in that. And we're going to trim it down to half size as normal. So 21 by 14.8 I'm going to do it because it works out better for the dimensions. That's just, and then we've still got that other piece to use. That's the set I'd like the best. Very versatile, like the catalogue. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. There was 2 reasons I went for it. One, its versatility, and the other, the fact that it got the in colours in. I wanted something, that incorporated the new in colours. because the other set I went for was totally different. It's the Gallery, I can never remember. Stamp set's Gallery Blooms, but I can't remember what the actual suite is called, and I can't show you the catalogue online yet inside. Beautiful Gallery, which is, yeah, very Victorian kind of feel to it. Yeah, both floral but very different. Okay, so we're going to mark this now now you can do this with a pencil, you can do it with a ruler, and I think I'm going to do it with a ruler and a pencil, and then I can rub the marks out if I just do them like so. With it portrait, we're going to mark at 6.5. Now these measurements are the measurements from Emma Goddard, Coastal Crafter. There are lots of different measurements out there for creating stepper cards, but I picked out Emma's measurements this morning, so we're going with those. Right, so we will eventually yeah, I've lost myself. We'll eventually cut that. Right, so what we're going to do is put it in portrait with the 6.5 piece at the top, and we're going to score at 2.5 centimeters. I totally lost what I was doing then. I'm going to score from the bottom up to that line that we've just drew. Okay, and then at 5 centimeters, same again, up to the line. 8.5. 12. I have become terrible. Brain fog. I thought it was bad before, but gosh, it's just got worse and worse. And 16.5, which I hate. Anything around 16 because it's harder to see. Okay, so we've got our score marks on there, and then I'm going to score this side at 10.5, as we normally would. So down to that line. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it round so that I've got the 6.5 on my left hand side, and I'm going to cut from the first score line on the right to the last score line on the right. So I'm just going to line that up. Make sure you've got that right at 6.5. I'm just going to go down. There we go. And to that one. Excellent. All right, we can get rid of this now. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Hope you had a lovely Easter. And I'm going to remove that pencil line. I mean, we're going to cover it anyway, so it doesn't, or a lot of it. My rubber is that old, it's breaking up, but it does the job, so we won't worry. Okay, smell of rubbers just reminds me of school. Right, so we've got that, and then we're going to fold that score line. I'm not burnishing yet. That's our one on 6.5, the one at 10.5. And then on this side, we're going to mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain. Okay, so then we get that, and it's stepped. Michelle says, a good thanks. Yes, lovely, thank you. How was yours? Very relaxing. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was saying we got in the garden, watched the drag racing, did some crafting. Well, I did. Del didn't, obviously. Yeah, it was really nice. Had a lovely weekend, thanks. Okay, so we'll burnish them, and there we have our card base. So I'm going to cover this piece here now, and I'm going to find a nice pretty pattern out of our papers. But I'm going to go for one of the backside patterns, and I think I'm quite thinking that would make it stand out. Anything we put against it, all of that. It's cloud cover, isn't it? Nice new colour. Oh, we've got the greens, purple, some strawberry splash. What to do? I think that'd be nice, and it'd stand out a lot against that, but I think that'd just be nice. But you know, the green would make it. I'm being indecisive again. The green would make it a bit more like a gardenish, wouldn't it? And then the flowers from it. Yeah, let's go. No, I'm going to put some green foliage in it. Oh, Lisa, come on. Right, we're going to use this, which has got the cloud cover on it. And I want my stripes horizontal. So first of all, I'm going to cut a piece that's the standard card base size, because that's what we've made really there. The whole thing would have been a standard card base. So I'm going to chop it at 10.5. No, 10, because we want that little bit of a gap. By 14.4. What we're going to do there. Okay. So that would cover the whole of it, but then we need to chop it down. So I'm going to chop at, because I've already cut it down, I'm sure my brain isn't working. If I cut at 6.5, the same, that should be right. And then that one's going to be 2.5 that way, and then meet them in together. It should be right. Lisa's hoping and praying. I wasn't bad at maths at school. I think because I've already made it smaller, it should be right. But no, it's not. Okay, so I'm not that clever. I thought I was, but I'm not. So I need to take some off each. Yeah. So if it's 6.5, we'll take it to 6.25. And 2.25. Maybe I should have done it the easier way, which would have been to do it in separate pieces, which you probably wouldn't have noticed because we'll cover it all so much. Anyway, There we go. That's right. That's so much better. Excellent. All right, so we can glue that on. Maybe I should have dug a bit deeper and just got Emma's measurements for the DSP as well. Never mind. All right, I'm going to have that like that so that I can pop it on down like so. Excellent. There we go. So that's on there. And then these bits, I think we'll do those the same as well. So that is so I'm getting one of those 6.5, 8.3 thereabouts, and then we know that that one's 3.5 and that one's 4.5 from our measurements. If I do just under 8, that should be right. Yeah. And then we want a 3.5 and a 4.5. That bit of hair is, no, I want a 3 and a 4 because I want it a bit smaller. A bit of hair is really doing my head in today. A 3 and a 4. There we go. That should be right. All right, Hayden. I'm struggling. My measurements. I'm not calculating. My brain's not working.
Being jerky.
Yeah.
You just discombobulated.
I'm discombobulated again. I'm very discombobulated lately. Right, so we can add our first piece onto there. And that's nice because that's got a nice border all around there. Excellent. And the next piece. So I've made quite an easy thing look a bit more complicated than it is, to be honest. There we go. Now we've got our base. Right, now we can get to the fun bit, which is stamping and decorating. I'll just pop that there. I'm going to grab some pieces of basic white cardstock. I've got a few there. And I'm going to bring in my stamps first. I'm going to stamp a few different images. We'll get a couple on there to then die cut. Right, so if we go for this one that's similar to a foxglove, I think. Don't hold me to that. I'm not 100%. I'm not big on my flowers, but that's what it looks like to me. So we'll get those and put those on here. Get rid of the ruler and my pencil. And I will pull out my stamping scrub so that I can clean as I go. Alright, so I think we can have these in summer splash maybe. No, we'll go with purple on these. So which purple is it we've got in the papers? We have, oh, we've got Petunia Pop actually. Yeah, that's what we shall use. Because it's a pinky purple. Excuse me reaching over. I do apologise. I should have got all my inks out before, but I didn't. Right, so 2-step stamping. So I'm going to stamp our detail first because that's going to be the darker. I'm going to do a few. I'm not saying I'm going to use all of these, but I may as well do them. I think this is going to be the last time using this piece of grid paper. And then with our infill, I'm going to stamp off so we get a lighter image. Now these will line up probably exact. I'm not fussed about them being exact as long as they're thereabouts. I think it's fine. Okay, so that's those. So we've got some of them. Pop that one to one side. Then we can go with, we'll do these next. So I don't know if that, they'll fit on the same blocks, which means we're not going to end up with so much stuff about, and we can tidy as we go. I'm going to do these in Darling Duckling. Nice yellow. Okay, so we shall do the same again. I'm going to use the detail first because that's going to be a darker. Do 3 of those. I'm sure we won't use all of these, but it'll give us some for another project. I'm trying to think what else I've got to tell you. Last chance list, don't forget. That's currently going on. Oh, my newsletters. I currently do a monthly newsletter, which if you subscribe, I send out a tutorial of cards. You'll receive that from me. But I'm also going to be doing a weekly inspiration newsletter, which will include everything I've shared over the week. So instead of any of the salesy stuff, it won't have any of that. It'll just be purely inspiration. So you'll get inspiration weekly, and then you'll receive sales, like promotion stuff, and what's been going on with classes and stuff monthly still. So if that sounds like something you fancy, you can go over to lisasloft.co.uk/newsletter and you can sign up there. Right, I think we will go for our next one. We've got those, which I want to do. I think we'll go strawberry slush for these. Because I know there's a lot of people like that don't necessarily catch everything that I've been doing. And I just thought if I blog it and do it as a newsletter every week, what I've been sharing that week, people have the ideas then. Because I know on Facebook and Instagram and whatever, the feeds move fast that quick that unless you make an effort to save something, which, let's be honest, how many of us do? And if we do we go back to it? We forget. It's gone. So I thought if I start sending it out to people. That way they'll always have it in their inbox. But I promise you will not get any more sales or promotional bits. You might get a little bit of blurb about me and what I've been doing, but that's all. Right, so we'll go now with this that's like days. I don't know what they're called. They're upside down. Well, I call them upside down daisies, like inside out daisies, I suppose. And we'll go Timmy Tiger. In fact, we'll do Timmy Tiger with peach pie, because those colours look nice together. And I am going to do this one the opposite way round. I'm going to do my peach pie. And then for my initial stamp, and then for my detail, I'm going to do Timid Tiger. And I do need to line this one up a little bit better. So do excuse my head if it gets in the way. It's just because it goes to the top on the edge, it does look, it's not so forgiving, shall we say. Right, that's those. And then I think we need some green, because we need to do our stems. And then we've actually used every stamp in this set. And our greens are Garden Green and Granny Apple and Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash. So I think, shall we keep it to just the 2 sets of ink colours? Why not? So we'll go Summer Splash for the triple one, which I need 6 of. That's 3. And another 3 of these. There we go. Again, not saying I'm going to use them all, but... And then we've got our single stem, which is for the upside down, inside out daisies, and foxglove type things. So I need 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 of those. There we go. That's those. We've got lots of flowers going on, but then we've got in our other pack, put that away, which I am going to bring in just a couple. These. This I feel will be too small, but we might end up doing some, we'll see. But I want to bring in the bouquet type spray. So I'm going to do that. I'm perhaps going to bring in another green for that. We'll see. Pretty in pink. We'll use for our flowers. Wonder if they'll fit that way. Yes. Right, so I'm going to do our green first. Yeah, I'm going to bring in Garden Green. Just do 1, 2, 3 of those. It's like, how many inks can you use on one card? But you know what? We can use many. Can you hear my cat in the background? She's having a right old snore, bless her. There we go. And that, for now, is all we need. That's all the stamp flowers we're going to do. Just going to chop these off that, and then chop each of these, just so it's easier to get them through the die cutting machine, because I can do more than one at a time, so they won't take masses of time to die cut out. Right, there we go. We will push those to here. We'll close that so we don't get that wet on anything. Pop those away. Bring in the larger machine. As you know, I usually use my mini, but when I've got quite a few things to die cut, I'll use this one because it means I can get more than one done at a time. Grab our dies, and we want the 3. Let's use that one. And we'll go for 3 of these as well. I'll do 2 at a time. Again, they do fit precise, but I'm not that particular. I don't mind if they're a little bit off. I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to that. My stamping can be slightly off, and my die cutting can be slightly off. I'm just going to pile them up like that, keeping those 3 flowers from that set with the stem, so that we don't get them all mixed up of which is with what. I must admit, I quite like die cutting. I find it quite therapeutic, just running it through. Bringing it back, running it through. There's another one, and the 3 flowers for that one. And it's so much easier than fussy cutting when you've got a lot like this. I really would not like to have to fussy cut all of these. I know people who would, and I know people who would make that conscious decision to fussy cut rather than die cut. But not me. I don't mind it, but no. Alright. There we go. That's those ones done. She's dropping them on the floor. Okay, so we've done with that die. We still need the 3 from the stems. Oh, Evangeline. I'll keep that one out. Put that one on there. And then we'll bring in the other 3 die for those flowers. Isn't this so pretty? And the colours as well. I mean, the new in colours that are coming go so well with this older set, last year's set. It's brilliant. I mean, I didn't find, like the last ones, the Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Peach Party, Petunia Pop and Pretty in Pink. I don't think they went well with the ones that are just retiring. The Boho Blue and the Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path. Pebbled Path went with everything because that was quite a neutral. But yeah, I don't think they went so well with that. But these really go well together, which is nice. Because it means we've been able to have a really nice, bright set like this. I mean, we're not short on colours, are we? We've got 52 core colours. So yeah, we're definitely not short on colours. But it's nice to have those extra. We all look forward to new in colours coming. Gives us all a bit of a boost. Well, with new products as well. New products, new colours. It reinvigorates you to get crafting and trying things that you've done before, but with different colours. All right. I believe that's the last of those that we need. And put those on there. And we'll put them together as we need them. I've got such an itchy nose. Right, so next we need the single stem. I'm just going to do 3 of each for this, and then if I want any extra we can grab them. And one of these upside down inside out daisies. I will find out what they are one day. Okay, so that's that. In fact, I might just do 2 of these because they're quite large. I'm not sure how many we'll actually need. I just want to get putting it together. I think these will make a nice statement piece if we just have the 2. Okay, I can save those to use another time. I won't throw them away. Right, and then we can do some of what I call foxglove kind of looking. Let's make it so it'll fit through. There we go. I'll die for those. So what's everyone's plans for the weekend? I've got a busy day tomorrow. I'm taking my friend to the hospital. I've got my meeting with my accountability buddy. Then I've got to go and have my COVID jab. So nothing major, but just lots of little bits. And then I think, is it team? I think I've got a team meeting on Saturday. I think it's this Saturday. And then Sunday, I don't know what's Sunday. Sunday might be a chill day. A lot of it depends on the weather. Hi, Carol. How was this morning? Did it go well? You have your father in... Oh, I am sorry. Oh my God. So you... Oh gosh. So funeral tomorrow and then your cousin's wedding on Saturday. Oh, well, I hope they go well. We're just having a play with the florals in bloom and making a stepper card. I've just stamped lots and I'm just die cutting them out. I'm not die cutting all of them out. I did a lot more than I will need. Your emotions all out. I'm not surprised. That's a hard one, isn't it? But I'm sure you'll get through it, you know. Just do whatever you need to do. I'm sure everybody will understand. Right, so that's enough of those. I really don't like funerals. I cry, always. Even if it's someone I haven't had a lot to do with of late, like. I always cry. Yeah, I thought, you know, something a little bit different. I'll probably only end up going to get the one done. I mean, God, I can't believe 50 minutes I've been on here already. And all I've done is stamp a few flowers and cut a card base. But hey ho, guess what? It'll be worth it. And because this is quite a big, I'm just going to cut the two of these. Evangeline, stop. Thank you. Right. There you go. Save all those pieces. Get those out the way. Now we can start gluing together and popping on our card base. You've not cried yet, but then you have just been crying for your dad's first year on the 20th. Oh gosh, Carol. It's hard, isn't it? I cried a lot with my mum. And then, yeah, her first anniversary and her birthday. But now, I must admit, I'm finding it easier now. I think of the good times, you know. I talk about her a lot more. Remember as she used to be. Yeah, they say it gets easier, and I'm sure it does. It's not something you ever get over, is it? But I'm sure it gets easier. Right, stick a few of these together. Again, I'm sure I'm not going to need all of these. I thought I was doing a massive card. But, you know, we'll probably end up chopping some up and putting them in different places. I didn't die cut that one too well, but that's okay. Evangeline, good neck. Put that on there. And I like these. What they've done with these dies is on each one, give a little extra for you to put your glue to glue it behind. Which is nice, because sometimes you end up that the die stops where the stamped image stops, and then you've got nowhere to attach it, so you end up covering some of the part that actually you really want to see. One of these, and then we'll start putting it together. Oh, oh, my finger must be sticky. Right, so we've got our base here, and I'm going to start with a couple of these yellows, and I'm going to pop them flat. No, I'm going to pop them on dimensionals. Got some mini ones. Try and keep in shot. I'll have one there. I'm not going to put a lot of dimensionals on so that I can pop things behind if I need to. So I'll just have 3 on there. I'll pop that on there. Now we can overhang this side as much as we like. We need to be careful on that side because of it fitting in an envelope. Carol says, I'm liking your colour. Thank you, Kat. It's just, other than the garden green on there, it's the 2 sets of ink colours. That's what we've decided to go with. When I was choosing, shall we use this, shall we not? I don't want that there because that's going to go over the top. But yeah, other than having that garden green on there, we've stuck to ink colours. And I was saying I love how the 2 ink colours work together so well on this. Yeah, I'll have that one there. So we've got how to, and then I'm going to have that one in front. And again, I'm putting it on dimensionals, but it might be that some of it is, some of it isn't, higher and lower than the other, but I'm okay with that. I don't want it to be all the same. All right, there we go. Then we can add some of these in. I'm just going to glue the actual stem on there. It's pretty much like flower arranging, which I'm absolutely hopeless at, by the way. I don't do flower arranging. I get the florists to arrange them. Pop that one in down there. Okay, right. Looking really nice. And one of them there. Just over the top. Yeah. I'm doing a great job. Thanks, Carol. Okay, so that's that bit. And then I'm going to have a couple of these over here, which I am going to put a big dimensional on the bottom of that. And on that one. And then stick that in there. Quite low down, so it shows from under there. And That might have to move actually. And peel that off without too much damage. Make sure it's not overhanging. There we go. Right, then we're going to have, I just want a few little foliage pieces. So I'm going to grab my little machine now because I'm just doing a couple of little. And I'll grab, what colour? I'll go old olive, just, oh no, it's not old olive, is it? It's granny apple. That's what we'll use, granny apple. I don't know why I'm thinking old olive. And there we go. I think it'll just bring a pop. It needs that pop of something, and I think because this Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash are quite similar. Okie doke. It's got stuck. I think it just needs something just to break it a little bit. Found that. I'll do that one. There we go. And get rid of that. That can save for another one. Pop that away. Poke that out. Come on. There we go. Pop them on there so I don't lose those. Right. I think we just want a little bit. Say in there. Yes. Right. Put some glue on there. And I'm just going to pull that out a little and squeeze it in there. Sometimes it's all it needs is just a little bit of another colour just to break it. And there's nothing wrong with trying it, and if you don't like it, taking it back off. I do it with white sometimes as well, or a neutral colour. It hasn't always got to be a bright colour. Love that. And then we'll just have that little bit in there somewhere. Yeah, there. This is actually meant to be a stem to put some buds on, but I'm just using it as a tiny bit of foliage. Oh, when you go down, go, there we go. That's it. Brilliant. That's so much better. Right, sentiment. We have gorgeous sentiments in here. So I want to use, you can either have lovely or bloom, and I think we're going to have bloom where you're planted. I think that'll be nice, and I'm going to do it in soft sea foam. Soft sea foam? No, I'm not. A lie. In Secret Sea, because we haven't used Secret Sea. Have I got any scraps? Yes. I want Secret C on white, I think. Rather than, do you know, I'm going to cut both because it might be better the other way around. We can cut both, that's not a problem. I'm just going to use my smaller machine for this. And put that on there. Oh. At least I put the end down, it works better. That's that one. And then we'll do this, and then we'll do them both in white as well. And then we can see which one we fancy the most. I think I used all the white card, didn't I? That I had. I've got some around there. Well, I've got loads. I've got some pieces. I haven't drank my tea. That's quite silly of me, isn't it? But it's cold now. Blech. Can't stand cold tea. Don't like cold tea. Use one of these. Just because it's easy. They're too big anyway, aren't they? But it's easier than grabbing a big piece and cutting that down. Alright, so we'll do both these in the whites. Then you can choose which we want to use. Oh dear. Okay. Take this one out. I have got a brush for doing this, but sometimes I find when it's just the odd bit like that, it's just as quick. I'll get rid of the majority of that and keep that bit. That sounded like a very heavy cat coming through the window. That's, or it's a burglar. And if it's a burglar, they're going to be very disappointed with what we have. Alright, just getting all those bits out. I should have used my adhesive back sheets, but as per, I forgot. Right, so on here we will have this bloom. So we've got the white on the Secret C, or we'll have Secret C on white. But I'm thinking the white on the Secret C stands out more. What do you think? Secret C on white, which looks nice, or white on Secret C? Oh, actually, I'm not sure now, because when I look on the screen, see, in real life that one looks better, but on the screen that looks better. I'm thinking that. Is everybody with me? I'll glue this on there. There we go. And pop that on. Whoops. There we go. At least we're using wet glue. We do get some wiggle room to get it all in the right place. There. Wiggle that down a little bit. Excellent. How beautiful. Bloom. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So then we just want there where you are planted. Where you're planted. Which will fit lovely there. But I am going to see, I haven't got a die that long. Because the one that I've got in Delightful Wishes is very thin. And then I don't think the ones, no, that one's not long enough. Nowhere near. So I shall just cut one myself. I'm wondering if we should heat emboss it. You know, let's just throw everything at this card. Let's try it on white. It might be enough. Oops. Oh, grab stamp piercing mat. And we'll grab a block. And I think this needs to be, see, I wouldn't do it Secret C stamped. I want to do, what colour should we do? That's Secret C and white across there. White with, I'm quite liking the Summer Splash. Yeah, let's go Summer Splash. No, see, I'm talking out my bum. Strawberry Slush is what I like. Oh, Lisa, get with it. Let's just check that. Beautiful. And we'll stamp that about there. Fab. Put that away. My camera just keeps going off, doesn't it? So I am going to bring in my mini guillotine because again I'm doing a straight line which I cannot cut to save my life. Right, so if I do it to there, that looks level. And I can do the ends. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, right. Let's snip the ends on this. Let's just ignore the mess. Right, last couple of bits then. Let's add dimensionals to the back of here. Do you know, I can't remember the last time I spent this long just making a card. And it's been great. Especially when like I've got in my head what I'm doing. I mean, sometimes it takes a long time if I don't know what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to add that. It's going to go over to the edge. And I'm going to add that along there. And then we can add this with just a bit of I think it needs to go down there. So I'm going to put a dimensional on the B and that O and see if we get away with that. But I think we're also going to need to put some glue in a couple of places. Yeah. So I want, take those off, back in. I want a bit of glue on the L. Thank you. And a bit of glue on the O. And I think the rest is just going to hang. I will finish my work. There we go. Right, we'll grab some embellishment. It's hard to see, isn't it, really, when the camera's facing down. Right, so I'll add some embellishments on, and I'm going to add an array of colours here, there and everywhere. I want a secret C one. On there. And then I'm going to add a darling duckling in there. I'm going to, because it's so large, pop it slightly underneath. And we will have a cloud cover. And because they're in amongst lots of things, we can use the bigger ones because we can, oh, you can't see a thing, can you? Almost hide them. So they're just popping out. There we go, a couple more. Oh, may as well just have one of each, mightn't we? Put that one on there, and then a timid tiger can go. I'll pop the timid tiger over here. There we go. And there we are. Finally, we have a card. Oh yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I think that looks fab. And they are easier to do than I made it look. It's just me in my head with my numbers. It's just not, and turning things the right way. No, they are simple, and it's only out of half a sheet. Thank you, Michelle. But yeah, I think anybody would appreciate a card like that, wouldn't they? And then we've got plenty of room to write inside, and it will fit in a standard C6 envelope. It may cost a little bit more to post because of the depth to it, but if we're spending that long creating a card like that for somebody, we don't mind spending that little bit extra on postage, do we? So yeah, love it. All right, let's switch back. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed today. I don't know, I seem to have relaxed into it today a little bit more. It's took extra time. I apologise about that, but sometimes that's the way it goes. I'm now going to go outside and I'm going to plant my fuchsias. It's still nice out there. And then I'm going to come back later and we're going to be using the same suite to make a scrapbook page. So if you fancy joining me then, that's at 7:30. I think I will do some prep. I shall cut some more flowers and that out in case we need them. I've got some, obviously, but I will do some more. So you haven't just got to sit and watch me do all that. So yeah, thank you very much for joining. Don't forget to hop over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. That'd be brilliant. And I will see you all next week, or if not later. Thanks very much. Bye.